Alright, for this problem right here, I'm going to go ahead and use the substitution method. So what I want to do is solve this equation, the second equation for y, and then I'm going to substitute that into the first equation. So I'm going to go ahead and add y to both sides. So I'll have y plus 4 over here, and then I want to get y by itself, so I'm going to subtract 4. Okay, so we're going to get x squared minus 2x minus 4 equals y. And so I'm going to go ahead and replace this here with this value right here. Okay, so I'm going to get 13x squared minus 7x, and this is minus y, so basically everything's going to change signs. So this is going to be negative, plus, and plus. So minus x squared plus 2x plus 4, and that's going to equal 29. Okay, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and combine my like terms. So I've got 12x squared minus 7x plus 2x is a negative 5x. And I'm going to go ahead and subtract 29 from both sides so that I get all my numbers over here. So that's going to give me minus 25 equals 0. Alright, so now we're going to need to factor this. So we're going to multiply the 12 times a negative 25 together to get negative 300. And we're looking for two numbers that multiply to give me negative 300 but add to give me a negative 5. You also could plug this into the quadratic formula. Right, and none of this can be simplified any further because they cannot all be divided by the same number. So you're either looking at factoring with this big number or using the quadratic formula. Either way will work to get your answer. So on this one, I know that, let's see, 10 times 30 is 300. So I think I'm going to start there. And then I need two numbers that are close together. One's going to be positive and one's going to be negative. So let's see, 12 times 25, 15 times 20. So 15 and 20, if I make this a negative 20, the negative 3, okay, multiply to give me negative 300, but add to give me the negative 5. So I'm going to rewrite this. The way I like to do this is to use the factor by grouping method, but there's other methods you could use. So I'm going to rewrite this middle term, negative 5x is 15x minus 20x. So I'm using these two numbers. Okay. So now I'm going to group these and factor, so I'm going to divide both of these by a 3 and an x. And that leaves me with 4x plus 5 minus, I can take out a 5 from both of these, and that leaves me with 4x plus 5. So these are exactly the same, 4x plus 5, so I'm going to have 4x plus 5 as one of my factors, and 3x minus 5 is my other. And then I'm going to solve both of these for x. So 4x plus 5 equals 0, so subtract 5 and divide by 4, I get x equals a negative 5/4. And I do the same thing here. I add 5 and divide by 3, so I get x equals a positive 5/3. Okay? So I've got two answers for x. I need to go ahead and plug them back into one of these equations. I'm going to go ahead and plug it into this equation that I've already got solved for y. Okay, so when x is a negative 5/4, I'm going to get negative 5/4 squared minus 2 times a negative 5/4 minus 4. And that's going to give me my y value for this x value. So 25 over 16 minus the negative times a negative will change that to positive, and that's 2 times 5 is 10, so 10/4 minus 4. Okay, so I need to get a common denominator here, so I'm going to rewrite this as 16. So 4, I'm going to need to multiply this by 4 over 4, so that's 40. We've got 25 over 16 plus 40 over 16 minus, I'm going to multiply this by 16 over 16. And so that's 16 times 4 is 64. So now that they all have the same denominator, I'm going to basically take 25 and add 40 to it. and subtract 64, and I get 1, so this is 1/16. So one of my solutions for this problem is when x is a negative 5/4, y is 1/16. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and now use this second solution, and I'm going to plug it into this value again. So y equals 5/3 squared minus 2 times 5/3 minus 4. So this is going to be 25/9 minus 10/3 minus 4. We get common denominator, right? So this is going to give me 25/9 minus 30/9 minus 36/9. So 25 minus 30 minus 36 gives me a negative 41 over 9, and so this is my second solution. When x is 5/3, y is a negative 41 over 9.